I am still a bit under the weather, still a bit sick, which has been annoying. It's been over 3 weeks now, and I'm a little worn out from all of it. So, the topic of today's video is about a skill that is very underrated and one that I honestly don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about, and that is just the ability to understand yourself, the ability to tune in, to know your baselines, physically, mentally, emotionally. Just if you can understand yourself and read yourself and your body, then you can mitigate a lot of problems before they even happen. And so this is a skill that I have honed over the last 10 years in recovering from my concussion journey. So throughout that journey, there were so many factors that contributed to not being well. And the problem with all of that was everything overlapped. So it was very hard to isolate the causes and effects of everything. But that was something that I developed as a skill, learned to get good at, was pinpointing, okay, why am I feeling bad today? Why does my head hurt today? It could be 5 reasons, it could be a combination of 5 reasons, but just learning to tune into yourself, your body, is something that no one really talks about, but it is very, very beneficial. And that was what allowed me to take the last few days off. So Monday, I was excited for another new week. Maybe this week would be the one that I wasn't sick anymore. I could get back on track. But Monday, I was not feeling it. The last few days, there was a bit of a setback with my mental health, and that was just something that I'm attributing to hormones, which is something that I have a lot of experience with over the years. That's something that is still not back to normal with my concussion journey. So hormones for me often make my mental health suffer for a few days, but I'm aware of that, which is very beneficial. I know that it's a temporary thing, that this is not me, my life's not falling apart. Just because I feel a certain way today doesn't mean that's my lot now for the rest of my life. I've regressed. I'm going back to all of the struggles that I had in my journey before. I've been through this well enough, have practiced tuning in, so I know that it's just a temporary thing, that I'll be fine. But within those days, even though it's temporary, the best thing usually for me is to take a step back, to not force things. So as much as I wanted to get back into the routine of things this week, to feel like things are back to normal, that I can try to accomplish some things before the year ends, because I had a lot of things that I was hoping to do, a lot of things that have been piling up just from being sick. It was starting to get overwhelming, and so the best thing for me to do was to just take a step back, take a break, and that has been very, very helpful. So I've been easing into things the last few days again, learning to be patient with life, with the process of everything, not rushing back into normal, not rushing to try to get things done before the end of the year, reevaluating what is actually priority, what needs to get done, what is time sensitive, what is not. And so that's been really helpful, just easing into things, taking stock of things, evaluating the things that have been overwhelming me, and I was able to narrow that down to a couple big things and then identify the bottlenecks in those things, so I feel much more equipped to take action on them, to get rid of that overwhelm of this massive list of things. I've narrowed it down, so it's just a couple priorities, thinking about my values, my goals for next year, just getting some mental clarity. So that has been really helpful, and I just want to encourage you that if you've never really gotten to know what your baseline is physically, mentally, and emotionally, that is something to at least try to figure out. Unfortunately, that's best figured out when you have time and space, when you have, every other factor kind of taken off your plate so that you can get an unbiased kind of baseline, which unfortunately isn't something that a lot of people can do, just take a break from life. But I would encourage just trying to figure out your baselines so that physically you can see the warning signs when things are starting to get dangerous, mentally, emotionally, so you can prevent burnout. You can prevent getting to a point that is too overwhelming, that everything falls apart, that you're forced to take a break. Ideally, being able to identify the little signs along the way, and this has helped me in all areas of my journey, especially lately with my nutrition journey, being able to tune into my body in that sense. Even just simple things like, are you actually hungry? That's something that not a lot of people even tune into. You eat because you're restless. You eat because you're bored. You eat because it's a habit, because you snack, but do you really need a snack? Snacking is something that I've cut out of my life. It was something that I used to do all of the time. I never went anywhere without a backpack full of snacks, of bars of every single kind, so that, whatever I was in the mood for, I had a snack. I like being prepared for things, so there was always a snack in my bag. And I don't snack anymore. I don't keep snacks in my bag because I don't need to snack. It was something that I did out of habit, but after cutting that out, it's something that is very easy to go without. It was just a habit, something that I never really stopped to tune into before. And a lot of that journey started with experimenting with fasting a little bit. Even that, like, you think you need food all of the time because you're used to eating all of the time, but in reality, your body is very good with going without food for extended periods of time. Nutrition for me, that's just one example of, learning to slow down and tune into what your body actually needs. And so that has helped me, like I said, in all aspects of my life, in wanting to improve my physical health, my mental health, my emotional health, just learning to tune into your body, learning to tune into yourself, to understand yourself, to know what your baseline is, so that even the smallest little sign can tip you off that you're headed in a direction that isn't going to be helpful. So, that's what's been on my mind today. I never know how to end these things. I'll have to come up with whether I'm actually like trying to create a conclusion, a sign off, or just, I think it's more me probably to just like stop talking, to just end the video. So thanks. The end.